This is how radar and air traffic control keep planes from crashing mid-air. It's actually really simple. First, we are gone now animate a sky full of aircraft and the air traffic controllers who are guiding them. Here's a radar screen graphic. This is what the controllers see. Each little blip is an airplane, and the lines connecting them are their flight paths. The size of the blips correspond to the size of the plane. So this big guy in the middle is a Boeing 777, and these tiny ones are single-engine Cessnas. Now, let's say our 777 here is on a collision course with this Cessna. The controller sees this and issues a command to the pilots of the 777. The controller's voice is much deeper and more authoritative than you might expect. They don't mess around. The 777 pilot acknowledges the controller's instruction and begins a series of maneuvers to avoid the collision. We'll cut away to the 777's instruments to show you what the pilot sees. The primary flight display, or PEF-FED, shows the plane's altitude, airspeed, and heading. Notice that the altitude is 31,000 feet. The controller wants the 777 to climb to 35,000 feet. So the pilot pushes the altitude dial up and the plane begins to climb. But there's a problem. The plane next to them is descending. If they both maintain their current altitude, they'll collide. But because the 777 is now climbing, it'll pass above the other plane and break off to the right of it. No collision. Crisis averted. If you want to know more about how pilots use the instruments in their cockpit to fly a plane, definitely check out the video linked above. Now, let's go back to the radar screen. You'll notice that the 777 isn't the only plane that had to alter its course. The controller also gave a conflicting instruction to the Cessna. They wanted the Cessna to descend below the 777, but because the 777 was already high enough, the Cessna didn't have to descend as much as they originally planned. This is called altitude separation, and it is the primary tool air traffic controllers use to keep planes from colliding. Of course, there are many other systems and procedures that help prevent mid-air collisions, but those are for another video. Now get out of here.